If you're doing this every single morning, you could be slowly damaging your prostate without even knowing it. And the scary part? Most men think this habit is harmless until it's too late. Here's the truth. Prostate problems affect over 50% of men above the age of 50. And nearly 1 in 3 men start experiencing symptoms even earlier, sometimes in their late 30s or 40s. But what if I told you many of these problems start with one simple daily habit you've probably been doing for years? Picture this. It's a normal morning. If your alarm rings, you drag yourself out of bed. Maybe you stretch a little, maybe you don't. You head straight to the kitchen, switch on the coffee machine, pour that hot cup of coffee, you even grab the morning newspaper or your phone. Sounds normal, right? But hidden inside this normal routine is one habit that could be silently irritating your bladder, putting pressure on your prostate, and setting you up for years of discomfort, sleepless nights, and bathroom trips you never asked for. In the next few minutes, I'm going to reveal exactly what that habit is, why it's far more dangerous than you think, most importantly, how you can protect your prostate health naturally without giving up the things you love. I'm also going to share a natural solution that's already helped thousands of men around the world reduce their bathroom visits, sleep through the night, and regain their confidence. So stay with me till the end, because once you hear this, you'll never look at your morning routine the same way again. When we talk about men's health, we often think about heart health, muscle strength, or maybe cholesterol levels. But there's one small gland in a man's body that's often ignored. That's the prostate. The prostate is a walnut-sized gland that sits just below the bladder and surrounds the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the body. Its main job: to produce the fluid that nourishes and protects sperm. Sounds simple, right? But here's the catch. Because of where it's located, even a small change in the size or health of the prostate can affect your entire urinary system and your quality of life. As men age, the prostate naturally tends to grow. For some, this growth is harmless, but for many, it leads to a condition called benign prostatic hyperplasia, or BPH. This isn't cancer, but it can cause a long list of problems, from struggling to start urination, to feeling like you can't completely empty your bladder, to waking up multiple times at night to use the bathroom. Then there's prostatitis, inflammation of the prostate, which can cause pain, burning sensations, and discomfort in the lower back or pelvic area. And while less common, prostate cancer remains one of the most diagnosed cancers in men worldwide. The warning signs often start small. That's why they're so dangerous. You might notice you're urinating more frequently. The stream feels weaker than before. You sometimes feel like you still need to go, even after finishing. Or you start waking up at night, thinking it's just part of getting older. But these symptoms aren't just a part of aging. They're your body's way of saying, something's not right. Let me tell you about a man named Michael. He's 52 years old, works a desk job, and always thought of himself as healthy. A year ago, he started waking up twice a night to use the bathroom. At first, he brushed it off, thinking, maybe I just had too much water before bed. A few months later, it became 3 times a night. He started feeling tired at work, but he still ignored it. Then, one morning, while traveling for work, he felt a sudden, sharp discomfort in his lower abdomen. It's when he finally went to a doctor. The diagnosis: enlarged prostate that had been getting worse for years, and the damage couldn't be reversed completely. Michael told me later, I had taken those early signs seriously. I could have avoided all of this. This is why prostate health matters so much. Ignoring it doesn't just risk discomfort, it risks your sleep, your energy, your mood, and your confidence. And the truth is, some of the damage starts much earlier than you think. Sometimes triggered by everyday habits you never question. Asterisk: when most men start worrying about their prostate health, the first thing they do is blame the usual suspects. They think, maybe it's the fast food I've been eating, or it must be because I don't go to the gym enough. And yes, unhealthy eating and lack of exercise definitely play a role in overall health, but here's the surprising truth. In many cases, these aren't the first triggers for prostate problems. Another common belief is that prostate issues are just an old man's problem. You might hear people say, oh, you're only in your 40s. You don't have to worry about that yet. This is one of the most dangerous myths out there. The reality? Prostate changes can begin silently in your 30s. Sometimes even earlier. You may not feel any warning signs until years later, when it's much harder to reverse the damage. And then there's the myth that only genetics decide. Your prostate health? People often say, if my father didn't have prostate issues, I won't either. But research shows that lifestyle habits, daily routines, and even small choices you make in the first hour after waking up can have a huge impact on your prostate health, sometimes more than your DNA. Now, here's where things get interesting. Most men think the real danger is in the big things: smoking, drinking too much alcohol, eating processed food. But I want you to think about this. What if the harm starts not with something dramatic, but with something so routine, so ordinary that you've been doing it every single day for years without a second thought? Imagine this. You wake up feeling like it's just another day. You go about your normal morning ritual. Maybe you check your phone. Maybe you head to the kitchen. Maybe you pour yourself a drink or grab a quick bite before rushing off to work. It feels harmless. In fact, it probably feels comforting, part of your daily rhythm. But what if I told you that buried in this familiar routine is a tiny, almost invisible habit that's quietly irritating your bladder, increasing inflammation in your body, and forcing your prostate to work harder than it should, every single day? You don't notice it at first. After all, the symptoms don't appear immediately. It's only after years of repetition that you start wondering why you're waking up at night, why your bathroom trips are increasing, or why you're feeling that constant pressure in your lower abdomen. Here's the thing. This habit is so common that millions of men around the world do it before 8 a.m. without realizing the long-term cost. It's not about how much water you drink in a day. It's not about eating spicy food. It's not even about skipping the gym. This is something else, something that hides in plain sight. And once you know what it is and how it affects your prostate, you'll never be able to go back to your old morning routine the same way again. We'll get to exactly what that habit is in just a moment. But first, you need to understand why it's so effective at slipping past your body's natural defenses, okay? And why ignoring it could be one of the biggest health mistakes you ever make, right? We've talked about the myths. We've talked about the things people think are causing prostate problems. Now it's time to reveal that one small, everyday habit that could be silently damaging your prostate health. Here it is: drinking coffee or tea first thing in the morning, before you drink any water. I know what you might be thinking. Wait, coffee? Really? That's the first thing I drink every morning. We're not alone. Millions of men around the world wake up and immediately reach for their morning cup of coffee or tea. For many, it's almost automatic. The smell, the warmth, the mental boost. But here's the problem. Doing this before hydrating your body with water can be a serious mistake for your prostate health. Why this habit is harmful, the science behind it. 1. Caffeine's direct impact on the bladder, and prostate coffee and tea both contain caffeine, a natural stimulant. While caffeine can give you that quick burst of energy, it's also a known bladder irritant. When you drink it on an empty stomach, the caffeine is absorbed into your system faster. This causes your bladder muscles to contract more often, making you feel like you need to urinate more frequently. Over time, this constant stimulation can increase pressure on your prostate. If you already have mild prostate enlargement, caffeine can make the symptoms worse, leading to more frequent bathroom trips, urgency, and discomfort too. Dehydration and inflammation when you wake up in the morning. Your body is already slightly dehydrated. You haven't had any fluids for 6 to 8 hours during sleep. Your cells, including those in your urinary tract and prostate, need water to function properly. Now here's the kicker. Coffee and tea are diuretics. That means they make your body lose even more water through urination. So instead of rehydrating your body after a night's sleep, you're actually pulling more water out of it. This dehydration can lead to increased inflammation in the body. And inflammation is one of the biggest underlying triggers for prostate problems, from benign enlargement to chronic discomfort. 3. Hormonal and urinary tract effects. Caffeine also stimulates your adrenal glands to release cortisol, the stress hormone. When your body is in a stress mode first thing in the morning, it can alter hormone balance, which plays a role in prostate health. On top of that, a dehydrated urinary tract becomes more sensitive. The bladder lining and the surrounding muscles can become irritated, leading to more urgency and frequency, which directly puts strain on your prostate. Relatable examples: think about it. Have you ever noticed that after your morning coffee, you find yourself running to the bathroom? multiple times within the next hour. Or maybe you've been on a long commute to work and suddenly felt that urgent need to go. And it's all because your bladder got overstimulated before you even properly hydrated. I remember talking to a man named Rakesh, 48 years old, who thought his nighttime bathroom trips were just part of getting older. But when he tracked his habits, he realized he was starting every single day with 2 cups of strong tea and barely any water. Once he flipped that routine, drinking a glass of water first and delaying tea until later, he cut his bathroom trips at night from 3 times to just once. Why mornings matter most though? First hour after you wake up sets the tone for your entire day. If you start with hydration, you replenish your body's fluids, support your urinary tract, reduce the workload on your prostate. If you start with caffeine, you do the opposite. You stress your bladder, stimulate more urination, and leave your body in a dehydrated, inflamed state. And here's the tricky part. You might not feel the damage immediately. The irritation and inflammation build up slowly over months and years, until one day you realize your prostate health has changed, and not for the better. The good news? You don't have to give up coffee or tea entirely. You just need to change the order of your morning routine. Hydrate first, ideally with a full glass of water, and let your body rebalance before adding caffeine. But here's something important. Even if you fix this morning habit, your prostate might still need extra support, especially if you've been doing this for years. It's where targeted, natural solutions can make a huge difference in reducing inflammation, supporting bladder function, and maintaining overall prostate health. Asterisk. So now that you know the harmful morning habit, drinking coffee or tea first thing without water, let's talk about what it's actually doing to your prostate, both in the short term and over the years. The short-term effects, what? Happens within hours 1. Bladder irritation. The caffeine in coffee and tea acts as a bladder stimulant. It forces your bladder muscles to contract more often, which is why you feel the urge to go to the bathroom soon after drinking it. Now, if your bladder is already sensitive, or your prostate is slightly enlarged, these contractions become even more noticeable. You start feeling an urgency to urinate, sometimes even when your bladder isn't full. 2. Increased frequency and discomfort. When your bladder is being stimulated repeatedly, you might notice that you're making more trips to the bathroom, not just in the morning, but throughout the day. This means your prostate is constantly under pressure, because it sits right around the urethra, the tube that urine passes through. Any irritation to the bladder almost always affects the prostate. 3. Dehydration symptoms. Starting your day with a diuretic drink, like coffee or tea without water, leads to dehydration. Even mild dehydration can cause your urine to become more concentrated, which irritates the urinary tract lining. That irritation can feel like a mild burning sensation, or just general discomfort when you pee. 4. Lower energy levels by midday. Ironically, it's the caffeine boost you get early on often crashes later in the day, especially when dehydration kicks in. Fatigue and lack of focus follow, which indirectly impacts hormone balance and overall health, including the prostate. The long-term effects damage that builds over years. 1. Prostate enlargement (BPH) over time. Constant bladder irritation and dehydration can contribute to benign prostatic hyperplasia, the non-cancerous growth of the prostate gland. When the prostate grows, it starts squeezing the urethra, making urination slower, weaker, and more frequent. This leads to interrupted sleep, discomfort, and frustration in daily life. 2. Chronic inflammation. Inflammation is the body's natural response to stress or irritation. But when it becomes chronic, it starts damaging tissues. Long-term dehydration and bladder stimulation from caffeine can create a cycle of inflammation in the urinary tract and prostate. This inflammation doesn't just cause discomfort, it can also increase the risk of more serious prostate conditions later in life. 3. Weakening of bladder. Control your bladder muscles are like any other muscle. Overwork them, and they weaken. Years of overstimulation from caffeine can make it harder for your bladder to hold urine for long periods, leading to urgency and even leakage in some cases. 4. Hormonal imbalance studies have shown that prolonged stress on the adrenal glands from things like caffeine overuse can disrupt testosterone balance. Healthy testosterone levels are crucial for maintaining prostate health. For time, imbalances can contribute to both prostate enlargement and reduced vitality. How the damage compounds over time. Think of it like a slow leak in a water pipe. 1 drop here and there doesn't seem like much, but over the years, that tiny leak can damage the entire structure. This morning habit works in the same way. Every day, you skip water and go straight for caffeine. You add a little more irritation, a little more inflammation, and a little more pressure on your prostate. The first year, you might not notice anything. By year 3, maybe you're waking up once or twice at night. By year 5, you might be planning your day around bathroom stops. And by year 10, you could be dealing with constant discomfort, disrupted sleep, and the frustration of not being able to enjoy life without worrying about where the nearest bathroom is. Expert insights and studies Dr. Alan Parton, a leading urologist from Johns Hopkins, has stated, hydration is one of the most underestimated factors in urinary and prostate health. Starting the day dehydrated and then adding a diuretic can set the stage for chronic urinary symptoms. A study published in the American Journal of Epidemiology found that men who consumed high amounts of caffeine were more likely to experience lower urinary tract symptoms, including urgency, frequency, and nighttime urination. Another research paper from the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases points out that concentrated urine, which happens during dehydration, can directly irritate the bladder lining, indirectly affecting the prostate over time. Why? Men ignore the warning signs. One of the biggest problems is that these symptoms creep in slowly. You don't wake up one day with an enlarged prostate. It builds quietly. Most men chalk it up to aging or just drinking too much water before bed, so they don't take action early enough. But here's the truth. By making simple changes, now you can not only stop this damage from progressing, but also start reversing some of the strain on your prostate. And if you've already been following this, it's a harmful morning habit for years. Don't panic. There are natural, targeted ways to support your prostate health, reduce inflammation, and improve bladder control. All right, now that you know the morning habit that's secretly stressing your prostate, let's flip the script. Because here's the truth. Your prostate can recover, and you can protect it starting tomorrow morning. I'm going to give you 5 simple lifestyle changes that not only protect your prostate but also make you feel better all day. And trust me, Step 5 is a total game changer, and it's something most men have never heard of. Step 1. Drink water before coffee. The first step is so simple that most men ignore it. Drink water before you even touch that coffee mug. Think of your body like a dry sponge in the morning. The first thing you pour on it is caffeine instead of water. Your bladder and prostate are going to feel that hit. 1 tall glass of water, room temperature or slightly warm, hydrates your cells, flushes out toxins, and prepares your urinary system for the day. You'll notice less bathroom urgency and better energy. Step 2. Add specific prostate-friendly foods. Step 2. Add prostate-friendly foods into your daily routine. We're talking about pumpkin seeds, tomatoes, and walnuts. Pumpkin seeds are loaded with zinc, which your prostate loves. Tomatoes, packed with lycopene, which fights oxidative stress in prostate tissue. And walnuts, a powerhouse of omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation. Small changes in your diet can mean a big difference in how your prostate behaves. Step 3. Reduce caffeine and alcohol intake. Step 3 is a little tougher, but it's worth it. Cut back on caffeine and alcohol. I'm not saying give them up forever, but here's the thing. Both act as bladder irritants. Too much coffee or beer, and you're basically sending an eviction notice to your comfort. Instead, swap 1 cup of coffee for green tea and maybe replace that second beer with sparkling water. Your prostate will thank you. Step 4. Gentle morning stretches to improve blood flow. Step 4. Don't skip movement. Gentle morning stretches, especially around your hips and lower back, can improve blood flow to your pelvic area. Why does that matter? Because better circulation means better nutrient delivery to your prostate, and that helps prevent inflammation. Even just 5 minutes of hip rotations, knee to chest stretches, and light yoga can make a noticeable difference. Step 5. Supplements that support prostate health naturally. And finally, Step 5. Natural supplements. This is where things get exciting. There are natural formulas that combine rare herbal extracts specifically designed to support prostate health, reduce inflammation, and improve urinary flow. One of the most powerful I've found contains ingredients like saw palmetto, nettle root, and iodine-rich extracts, which work together to target the root causes of prostate problems. I'll share exactly what it is, how it works, and why men over 40 are calling it a prostate reset in just a moment. Just keep watching. Remember, it's not about doing everything perfectly. It's about making small, consistent changes. Keep your prostate healthy for years to come. And in the next part, I'm going to introduce you to a natural formula that takes all of this to the next level. I have a feeling you're going to want to try it. Now, even after I started fixing my morning habits, drinking water before coffee, eating the right foods, I still wanted something extra, something that would go deeper and support my prostate health. It's 24/7, and that's when I came across something that completely changed the game for me. It's called Prostadine. Prostadine is unlike anything I've tried before, and I've seen a lot of so-called solutions out there. What makes it different is that it's 100% natural. It's plant-based and specifically designed to keep your prostate healthy and mineral-free well into old age. It's actually based on a new scientific discovery from Harvard researchers who found that hard water in the US contains toxic minerals that can slowly build up in your body over the years, affecting your prostate, urinary system, and even your energy levels. Let's be honest. Most of us drink this water every single day without even thinking about it. Prostadine works by flushing out these harmful mineral deposits and giving your prostate the exact nutrients it needs to function at its best. It's the only dropper formula that contains 9 powerful natural ingredients, and they all work in perfect synergy. Here's what's inside every drop. Noriyaki extract powder helps repair prostate cells and keeps your urinary system healthy. Wakame extract supports bladder function and has strong antibacterial properties. Kelp powder keeps your system toxin-free and helps maintain a strong, steady urine flow. Bladderwrack powder strengthens prostate cells and supports healthy libido. Saw palmetto, well known for its prostate and kidney support, plus antimicrobial benefits. Pomegranate extract improves blood flow and supports healthy testosterone levels. Iodine maintains urinary tract health and overall prostate function. Shilajit, a powerhouse antioxidant that also supports deep, restful sleep. Neem, another potent antioxidant with sleep-supporting properties. These aren't random ingredients thrown together. They're carefully chosen to target the root cause of prostate issues, not just mask the symptoms. And it's not just me saying this. Thousands of men are seeing life-changing results. Tom from New York said, "I can't believe how much this has changed my life. I'm a widower, and thanks to your formula, I can finally start socializing. I'm dating again. It's not tied up to the toilet anymore." James from Wyoming shared, "My life is so much easier. I finally feel like myself again." And Charlie from Chicago said, "I'm a confident man once again. My energy and drive feel like they did in my 20s. These are real people getting real results." If you're serious about protecting your prostate and you want to target the actual root cause, not just the symptoms, I highly recommend checking out Prostadine from the official website only. I've put the link right there in the description so you can read more about it and see how it can help you too. And here's the thing. Supplies are limited because these ingredients aren't mass-produced. If you come back tomorrow and the stock is gone, there's nothing I can do. So check it out now while it's still available. You've already learned the morning habit to avoid. You know the lifestyle changes to protect your prostate. And now you have a natural, proven solution that can take your results to the next level. The choice is yours. Keep doing the same things and risk bigger problems down the road. Or take action now and give your prostate the care it deserves. Click the link in the description, get your Prostadine, and start feeling the difference. So let's quickly go over what we've learned today. Every morning, millions of men make one small mistake, reaching for coffee or tea before hydrating their body. Might seem harmless, but over time, this habit can cause dehydration, irritate your bladder, and put unnecessary strain on your prostate. We've seen how skipping water first thing in the morning can lead to more frequent bathroom visits, discomfort, and even increase the risk of long-term problems like prostate enlargement and inflammation. The good news? You can protect your prostate starting today. Just follow the simple steps we discussed. Drink water before your coffee. Add prostate-friendly foods to your diet. Reduce caffeine and alcohol. Do gentle morning stretches, and consider natural supplements that are proven to support prostate health. And speaking of supplements, if you truly want to give your prostate the best protection possible, I highly recommend Prostadine. It's a natural formula designed to support prostate health, reduce inflammation, and improve urinary function. Important, always buy from the official website only. This ensures you get the genuine product and not cheap imitations that could harm your health. I placed the official link right below this video in the description and in the pinned comment for your convenience. Don't wait until symptoms get worse or problems become permanent. Your prostate health impacts your comfort, confidence, and overall quality of life. Take action now. Click the official link. Secure your supply of Prostadine and start protecting your prostate today. Remember, your prostate health is your future. Protect it now.